Hi, everybody. Welcome to another episode of the Evexia Effect. We're hosting here from Kos in Greece. I'm Gilly and I'm your host for today. And I want to welcome a fabulous guest, Jess, who is based over in Kardamena, which is a little village in Kos. And she works there in a spa called Euphoria. So today we're going to talk about the wellness journey, her wellness journey, what it means, and Euphoria Spa and how that portrays the whole wellness aspect of life. So welcome, Jess. Thank you very much for joining us.
Hello, Gilly. Thank you for having me. It's a pleasure to talk to you today.
Great. So what we'll do is we'll get straight into it. So Jess, let's begin with your personal story. What did wellness mean to you before you moved to Kos, and how has that changed?
Yes, so when I first went into the industry, I did have this holistic approach to wellness. However, I just thought wellness maybe just meant going for a massage and just taking time for yourself to relax. But I didn't realize the other aspects of wellness. So I do believe that wellness is essentially self-care. And at the time, sort of before I moved to Kos and just sort of stepping into the industry, I did just think that wellness was maybe going for a spa day, going for a massage, treating yourself with friends. Whereas now, wellness has changed so much, and I've realised that there's so many more acts of wellness that you can perform. And I think it's really important for people to realize that wellness doesn't always have to come at a cost as well. So a lot of people think maybe that wellness could be going for a massage or booking into a yoga class, maybe going to Pilates or going to the gym. And actually, there's so much more to wellness. And it can be as simple as going for a walk or reading a book or just taking some time out and just being with yourself. So it has changed a lot in my perspective, but I do also believe it's changed through personal growth as well. So yeah, I think in the beginning it was just sort of going for a sport, for a massage, and now I realise that it's so much more.
Were you quite young when you became a therapist?
Yeah, so I was 19 when I sort of stepped into the industry. I was training from the age of 16, 17. So yeah, I was very, very young when I went into industry, but I have many years experience now, and I'm so grateful that I had that opportunity to come into the industry.
I think when we start things when we're young, we're actually really naive in our teen years and we don't really understand. And it takes a lot of years to get that experience to really understand the full concept of what we're doing.
Yeah, exactly. 100%.
Um, was there a moment in your old life where you realised your current version of wellness wasn't sustainable?
So I think in my old life, I didn't realize at the time that it wasn't sustainable because, as you said, quite young, quite naive. So I do think with personal growth, that's changed. And I think being on the island, it's definitely a lot more sustainable. I do think that I would have changed, and I would have practiced more acts of wellness at home, before I came to the island. But I do think it would have been quite difficult because I just feel like being here on the island, you have so much more time, and you sort of do appreciate yourself a little bit more, and you take care of yourself more here. So I do think now I've realised looking back, it wouldn't have been sustainable, but I do think I would have changed as I've grown.
Yeah. I don't know whether you relate to this, but back in the UK, you feel like you're in this rat race. And then here, even though you're doing practically the same job, you don't feel like you're doing that rat race. Everything seems to slow down. Nobody's in a rush to get anywhere. Life just seems so much calmer.
Yes, yes, it is. It is.
Um, moving to moving to an island is a huge shift. What specifically called you to Kos and specifically Kardamena?
So if I'm being completely honest, I didn't choose Kos and I didn't choose Kardamena. So I was actually set up to work for another company, and it was a British company, but I was going to be going to an island in Greece. And then COVID hit. So it was the year of 2020. Um, and sort of the job that I had in place had sort of it wasn't happening but due to COVID. So I was sort of in England and I was just hoping to work sort of anywhere and everywhere. But I didn't want to be in England. I wanted to be away from home. So I wanted to be traveling and I wanted to be sort of working in Greece, to be honest. I did want to be in Greece. So yeah, I was just on my laptop just all day, every day, spending time just looking for work, and I just happened to step across Euphoria. So the plan was never to sort of stay on Kos and Kordamina. It was sort of a plan just to step in, do the season, and then leave and, travel somewhere else, go and work somewhere else. But I do believe that Kos has been calling me. I think it's definitely Kos and Kordamina has brought me back. And it's such a beautiful place to be, and I'm very grateful to be here. And yeah, when I first came, I felt relieved, because it was just almost like, the world was a disaster. And I managed to sort of escape that and be here and surround myself with beautiful people and beautiful surroundings.
Cost does have an effect on people for sure. And I think you came at a time where everywhere else was just so hectic, and the islands, because it's an island, you didn't feel like you were a part of this whole craziness in the same way, even though we were and we had rules, etc. Um, we still had the
Yeah,
beach, we still had that sense of freedom.
yeah, we did.
What emotional or energetic shift did you feel when you first arrived here?
So when I first came, as I said, I did feel relieved, and it was almost because my journey of traveling only began in 2019. So that was when I first sort of stepped out of the UK and started to think that I want to work abroad and I want to be away from the UK and I want a different life. So when sort of COVID hit and I was back in England, it was a struggle. And then almost, I found Euphoria and I came to Kos, and the feeling that I had, I just felt relieved. I felt so happy. I felt like I had sort of created this path for myself, and I felt really proud of myself for sort of trying so hard to find work and being able to step out of the UK. So yeah, it was an emotional time for me. And it still is, to be honest. Every time I leave Kos, to go home to see family, and every time I come back, I still feel so emotional and just happy and grateful for myself that I've done this.
It's amazing. I've lived here 7 years and I still feel grateful that I'm here.
Yeah,
I wake up every day, and every time, like, if I got to go back to the UK, I kind of dread it. And then I'm like, oh, I'm going back to Cost now. It definitely is. I think a lot of people have the same feelings.
yeah, I'm sure. I'm sure. And I mean, people have the feelings when, they just come on holiday and they come back every year. They feel that emotional attachment to Kos. And I have friends that they come, and when they're leaving, they're so upset. When they come, they feel, so happy. It's a beautiful place.
There's a reason why people come year after year. My grandparents are a great example of that. They're here at the moment and they've been coming for 35 years. They're the entire reason why I live here,
Wow.
because they brought me when I was 5 years old. So it's a true testament to the island. And you walk around and you meet so many people, and they do come year after year.
Yes, to do. It's amazing, and I feel like everybody that comes to the island, they have a story, sort of like yourself, which is just beautiful. To hear how people first came to the island and how long they've been coming for. It's really nice to listen and hear their story.
Amazing. So let's talk about Euphoria. So Euphoria isn't really just a spa, it's an experience. It's on the shoreline. It's a very beautiful place. What makes it such a powerful setting for wellness?
So I believe it's a beautiful place for wellness, and I believe it is because of its location. So almost, it's not just Euphoria's location, it's also being on this island. So Kos is known to be a healing island, and we have the history of Hippocrates, who is essentially the father of medicine. So he was born on Kos, and it's known that he taught medicine under his healing tree, which you can find in Kos. So I think Kos as a whole, it's Euphoria to be on this healing island, essentially is just, amazing in itself. And then you also have sort of Euphoria and where that's placed. And as you said, it's on the coastline. So Euphoria, as soon as you step inside Euphoria, you almost have this feeling and this energy because sort of where it's placed in the sun, it's with us all day. It's given us that energy. We have the beautiful view of the sea, and it's just a lovely, calm and peaceful environment that we're in.
Amazing. It does look incredible. And I know so many people that have been and they just say how amazing it is and the feeling. Um, how would you describe the energy of the space to someone who's never been?
So I would describe the energy of the space definitely calming and relaxing. So it's a place where people come and they want to switch off. So they want to come and they want to feel relaxed. And if I'm being completely honest with you, that's also people who just want to come to Euphoria and relax on the lounge chairs, or they want to come to Euphoria and stay on the sunbeds all day. They don't necessarily have to be having a massage or a treatment. I do believe that Euphoria, you can come and you can just completely zone out. And, because we are so close to the ocean, you can listen to the sound of the waves. And we play this lovely lounge music that you can listen to. And we do have quite a lot of comments about the music. Actually, a lot of people sort of ask us about the music and where it's coming from because they really enjoy listening to the music that we play. And yeah, it's just a safe place that you can come, you can switch off, or you can come and you can sort of chat to us. It's a very safe environment, and we have time, so we're there to listen to you. Or you can simply just come and just be in complete tranquility and just completely relax.
Amazing. Sounds wonderful. What's the philosophy of healing or therapy at Euphoria?
So our philosophy is healing through touch. So the spa, it's a holistic spa, and we have a holistic approach. So we do offer massages, we offer facials, and we offer body scrubs. And I do believe that there is something out there for everybody. If it's your first time coming to Euphoria and you sort of want to experience a massage to heal, if you've never had one before, we don't bring you in straight away and bring you in and say come for a treatment for 1 hour. We do have sort of taster options available as well. So if you wanted to come and just have a taste and see if that's something that you would enjoy, we do have 30-minute appointments available as well. Um, and yeah, and the philosophy healing through touch, it's something that that we sort of encourage and we provide that service.
That's amazing because, especially with that 30-minute taster, like a lot of people have never had the spa experience and they're a bit like daunted by the whole prospect of it. So, to be able to tailor that to each individual is a fantastic approach.
Hmm.
So we're going to move on to wellness through your eyes as a therapist. So, from your perspective as a therapist, what are the most common blocks or imbalances you see in people who visit for treatments?
So unfortunately, it is stress. So we have a lot of people who will come to the spa and they have a lot of pain and tension in the shoulders. And if you're feeling stressed, you will tend to carry it there on your shoulders. So yeah, we do have sort of this is an imbalance and an energy block. And it does sort of work with our philosophy, so sort of healing through touch. We do try to, you know, help somebody if they're suffering with the pain. But also we sort of look at the client as a whole. So, you know, although the philosophy is healing through touch, it will help in a certain way, but there's also, you know, we need to look at the client as a whole and assess their whole lifestyle and sort of get to the bottom and sort of find out what's causing that stress, and then sort of recommending other things as well as a massage. So we do try and look at the client as a whole.
That's fantastic, because the majority of the time people don't really understand what the root cause is of stress. They're just going through life like because they have to go through life, and they don't actually deal with what's going on. Maybe like they're working too much, maybe they've got stress at home, maybe they're just not handling things in the best way possible. So to be able to look at each individual person and to look at, maybe, yes, the massage, the therapy will give you a short term release. However, there's a bigger picture to look at. So yeah, it's amazing.
Yeah, exactly.
How does working in a place like Euphoria, so close to nature, change the kind of therapy that you offer?
So working in a place like Euphoria, so close to nature, it does change the therapy that we offer, and I believe it's because, you know, the guests, they're on holiday, they're relaxed already. So I feel like when they come to Euphoria, we can build a deep connection with the guests, and I do feel that they're more open to conversation. And I do feel like, yeah, we build a very strong connection with them. And, you know, they will open up about their life and sort of the daily stress that they have. And being on Cross Island, it's a great opportunity for us to sort of recommend acts of wellness to them. And being on an island, it's completely different to maybe where they've come from. So for the UK, for instance, sorry. So yeah, we would recommend things that they could essentially do here that maybe they couldn't do at home. And that could be sort of going for a walk in nature and actually taking something from Mother Nature. So maybe lemon picking would be a good thing that we could recommend for them to do. Or, you know, going for a walk along the coastline. There's many things that we can build.
Amazing. There's so much wellness things on offer here in Kos, and particularly in Kardamena, where it comes from hiking, walking, thermal springs. There's so much on offer to give that wellness experience. Do you find that people don't feel like they're coming for an appointment? I think in the UK, like when I've been to spas in the past, I feel like I'm just a number in a lot of the big spas. But then if you go somewhere small or here in Kos, you feel like you're actually a person more than that appointment.
Yeah, yes, for sure. And I do feel like we have so much more time here. So because we're sort of in this relaxed, calm environment, not just Euphoria, the island as a whole, I do feel like we, as you know, working in Euphoria, we have so much time there, but also the customer has so much time as well. So, you know, the client, they're not really thinking, oh, I'm coming in for this massage and then I'm leaving straight away and I have to go back to work, or I have to go and, I don't know, pick the kids up from school. But they're not doing that. They're sort of coming out from the treatment and then relaxing on the beach. And that's helped so much with the experience and with us sort of giving that service to them as well.
What's one therapeutic shift you've seen in a client that's come to visit you?
So yes, the a therapeutic shift. So I do have an example for this question. And it's somebody that's sort of started coming to us, I'd say maybe in the last 2 seasons. And you know, it's when we're here on the island, we do work quite a lot. We work long hours, we work most days. And I think giving yourself self-care and sort of relaxing is the best thing that you can do, to sort of come down and relax and, help with your mental well-being. So yes, we do have somebody that comes to us every week. And, at Euphoria, we also have the herbal steam room. So this is sort of what the client comes and experiences. And this has improved his quality of sleep. It's improved his mental well-being. It's improved him physically. So, and it's given so much joy. So he comes to Euphoria and, he instantly feels happy because he knows he's coming and he's looking forward to it. He knows that the steam room's gonna give him a sense of relaxation. He's going to zone out. And it's so rewarding as well to sort of see those changes in him as well. It's lovely that we can give that.
Amazing. I love to hear success stories of things that are happening. And it's like me with like my Pilates clients, and they come and they're all nervous, they're unsure, and then after a year or so they're like, this has happened, and it's incredible. And
Yeah,
if people are regularly doing things and regularly taking care of themselves, putting their wellness first, you can see some huge transformations. That's amazing to hear just by coming to the herbal steam room. That's amazing.
yeah, yeah.
Let's
It's a
move,
lovely experience.
let's move on to island living and everyday wellness. So, what are the small everyday rituals you've embraced since moving to the island?
So an everyday ritual for me is walking. So sort of when I was in the UK, I would very rarely go for a walk because the car's sort of outside on the drive. So even if I was just going 5 minutes to the shop, I would jump in the car and I would go to the shop. Whereas being on the island, you want to walk because we're surrounded by these beautiful surroundings, the coastline, we're in the sun. Yeah, I've really enjoyed walking here, and it is an everyday ritual that I do, and I enjoy it as well. I walk to work, which is 10 minutes away, and maybe after work I'll take myself for a walk, sort of away from the coastline and more towards the mountains, and just being in nature and being surrounded by animals and the birds singing and to be honest, towards the mountains, you very rarely will see another person. And I think some people can find that quite worrying and very strange. But actually, it's a beautiful place to be.
I totally relate to the walking. I walk every day. As you know, you've come on some of
Mm.
our hikes, and just being in
Hmm.
nature really does, it does change who you are, for sure.
Yeah.
How has slowing down changed your own well-being?
So slowing down, it's actually give me a lot of time to myself. So, when I was in England, I always almost felt like I always had to be doing something and I couldn't sort of stop and do nothing. Whereas being here on the island, I've realized that that's actually okay and you don't have to be busy all the time and you can stop and slow down. And it's really helped me because I feel more relaxed. I feel like I don't carry as much stress on my shoulders. And honestly, it's having so much time. It's the time that really helps you to slow down and sort of not thinking about what needs to be done next. You just feel, yeah, relaxed. You feel relaxed.
It is a revelation not needing to be somewhere like all the time, where you can just sit in your own company and just be. It is huge. Um, what does wellness look like you to now? Sorry, let me rephrase that. What does wellness look like you to now? Now you're living here on Kos.
So wellness, it means so much more to me now. So it's not just going for a massage with friends and treating yourself. Wellness to me now is essentially self-care. And as I said, I give some examples earlier. So me personally, my wellness is walking. It is after work, relaxing on the sunbeds, being on the beach, reading a book, and having a swim. That's my personal aspects of wellness. And also in the summer, I do join a yoga class, which is lovely as well, relaxing yoga. So I do really enjoy that, and sort of me being here and being relaxed and not having so much stress and having time for myself. I really try and encourage that to other people, and especially my family. So, my family are in England, and they have hectic, busy lives. And don't get me wrong, sometimes I do miss that life because it is nice to be busy, but I think it is definitely more sustainable to feel more relaxed and to slow down and take time for yourself. So wellness, yeah, it means so much more to me now, and I do try and encourage it to other people, to friends and family.
It's music to my ears, listening that you've found that time to slow down, and just another person that has realized the importance of slowing down and just being. It's so important to our health in general. Not only does it just that initial calming down, but our overall body's health. So we're less likely to get diseases, less likely to get injuries, because the body is not running on this auto drive, this like constantly trying to perform. The body's allowed to be what it wants to be. I don't think we were born to be this crazy person that wakes up at 7 a.m. because they need to get to work at 9 a.m. and then finish at 5 p.m. But then they've got to go and do the school run, they've got to do this, got to do that. I don't think we were born to be that kind of person. So the fact that you found this way of life, which I totally fully support, is amazing. And congratulations on that one.
Thank you.
So the Evexia Effect. So the Evexia Effect is all about wellness. So the Evexia means wellness in Greek. So at the heart of this podcast is the idea that well-being ripples outward. So basically, we drop a pebble in the water and you see the little ripples going outwards. So what has been the biggest ripple in your life since choosing this path?
So the biggest ripple in my life for sure has to be the work-life balance. So stepping into the wellness industry at such a young age, I was working quite hard in England, and I always changed my work. So I would work in different hotel spas in the UK to sort of gain experience, and we were working long hours and had a lot of training, and it was good. I enjoyed it. But sort of stepping into the wellness industry and going through all the stages in my life, it has led me here to Kos, and being able to travel and work, and yeah, so stepping into the industry, it's been great because it's put me exactly where I needed to be, and then sort of stepping onto course and choosing this path, it's really it's amazing. The work life balance is incredible, and we have the winter to sort of have freedom, and I think that's really important, and everybody should feel like they have freedom. And sort of we work hard in the summer, we work for 6 months, and then in the winter time we have another 6 months, and we can choose how we want to spend that. And I think that's so important, and everybody should be able to feel some freedom in their life.
Amazing. Um, how do you hope the people who come to Euphoria carry that sense of well-being home with them? So rather than looking at you as your well-being, the people that are visiting and then going back to the UK, Germany, Holland, wherever they're going back to.
Yeah, so we hope that coming to Kos and coming to Euphoria, it's give them sort of a taste of being relaxed and feeling, emotional, and being able to spend time with themselves or with family, but in a different, relaxed way. So I really hope and encourage that the clients that we see, I hope that they do carry on this active of well-being, and they take it with them, and they continue to do, if not the same, similar things at home, and they do continue to take time for themselves and to try and protect their mind and body from everyday life and trying to sort of be at one with themselves.
Perfect. Great thing to encourage. If someone listening's feeling stuck or misaligned in their life at this present moment in time, what's one small shift you'd suggest that they start with?
I would suggest journaling. And I suggest journaling because I feel like we take a lot of things for granted. I feel like we don't appreciate everything that we have in our lives. And I feel like a lot of people will compare their lives to somebody else as well. And nobody has a perfect life. And I feel like if you're feeling stuck and misguided, I think if you journal and I think if you write things down that you have in your life and what you appreciate and what you're thankful for, I feel like it can sort of make things feel a lot and look a lot more clearly to you. Or if you write things down and you feel like you're still stuck and misguided, it can make you realize sort of what change you might want to make by really thinking about your life and writing things down.
So for a lot of people won't really know what journaling is. So for those that don't know, so you've basically your old school writing diary. Okay, so like you'll hear of like in movies, etc., of people writing their diary at the end of the day, etc. But journaling's more purposeful, so you can do it in however you like to do it. So, but a lot of suggestions are like maybe at the end of the day, mention three good things that have happened to you today. Mention an intention for the next day, etc. So, do you want to uh, elaborate on the journaling situation?
Yeah, so I do. For me personally, I self-gratitude. So when I journal, I sort of write down things that I'm thankful for. So an example of that would be I've woke up today. I have the sun shining. I have a roof over my head. I have a job, and sort of being in the surroundings where I am. So, I am looking at the sea every day, and that is something that I'm very grateful for. And I write that down. And I feel like, as I said before, people do compare each other's lives, and if you're just looking at somebody else's life and seeing how perfect their life is, you might be forgetting how good your life is. So journaling and writing those gratitudes down, what you're grateful for, can, yeah, really help and make you realize what you have is so precious as well.
It's so easy to compare ourselves to the person next to us, and the majority of the time we don't actually really know that person next to us. We don't know what's going on in their lives, and we see things on social media, which generally people just publish their good things on social media. They very rarely publish their bad things. Um, what's happening in the general media. We always end up comparing ourselves, when really, if we look inwards, we find that actually we've got it pretty good.
Yes, I agree.
Um, so we're just gonna do some like quick questions. Um, one word that
Mhm.
captures euphoria for you.
Peace.
Amazing. Yes, totally get that. A beach, a book, and a ritual you swear by.
So a beach for me would have to be a beach in Kefaloss. Because Kefaloss, it's a small place on the island, but it's a beautiful, peaceful, calming place. And when I meet sort of tourists that come to Greece, to Kos, I do recommend everybody goes to Kefaloss. And yeah, for me, it's just a beautiful, calming place to be. Um, a ritual would be walking, also swimming and going to the beach. And a book, I don't have a specific book. And to be honest, I didn't do a lot of reading when I was in the UK. I didn't have time. The time just wasn't there for me. Whereas here, being on the island, I have time and I have really enjoyed reading, and I do pick up new books now. And yeah, it's something that's happened to me since being here. It's something that I've been able to do now.
I read a lot more here than I ever did in the UK. Um, yeah, I barely read in the UK. Like you said, I just didn't have time. I didn't switch off enough. Whereas now I'll go to the beach on a weekend. I'll take a day and I'll take my book with me. I'm just rereading Women Who Run with the Wolves at the moment. I don't know if you've ever heard of that book, but it's a really inspiring book for women. Um, and it's a fantastic read. But it's one of those books that you'll come to at different parts in your life and read and see it differently. So it's one of these books that you're going to keep on your shelf for life. So I'm reading it for the second time for a part in my life that I'm now a married woman. My life's completely changed. I've got my own business. Whereas when I first read it, I was going through a lot of I was building my business, I was just moved in with my boyfriend, etc. So, and there's different points in your life, and you'll read it, and you will see everything differently at that point because it's all about how women's intuition and things like that. It's an incredible read. I do recommend it to you. Um, with regards to beaches, Kephalos. Oh my God, Kephalos has so many hidden, amazing beaches. Um, a lot of beaches which don't have sunbeds on. There's no other tourists. You get to through a little track. It's incredible. There's lots of little hidden coves. Amazing place, Kephalos. One of my favourite beaches in Kephalos. It does have sunbeds on it. And you do get tourists there, but it's quite easy to get to. But it's called Tripoli Beach. I absolutely love that place. And it's literally as far away as you can get. It's literally the head of the island.
That
Um,
sounds lovely.
it is highly recommend it. What's one thing you unlearned in order to feel more well?
So one thing I unlearned, I think I put myself first now. So I think before I would always feel like I needed to be included, and if something was being arranged, I would feel like yes, I have to go just because all of my friends were. Whereas now, I think I'm very confident, and I feel like if I don't want to be in a situation, I can leave. Or if I'm sitting with a group of people and I don't feel comfortable, I'm not enjoying the conversation, it's okay to leave. And I would never have done that before. I would have just maybe sat and not been having a great time and then came home and thought I really didn't enjoy my night tonight. Whereas now I would change that and I would make sure that I have a good time and that I'm surrounded by people that I want to be surrounded by. And yeah, I think I've definitely yeah, do that now. I'm for myself more.
I completely relate to that. I think that's something that we do as we grow up. We don't feel like we have to prove something to anybody. We're happy with who we are. So that sense of having to be accepted, the pressure is not there as much. So if you're not in a comfortable situation, you are happy to just leave or say, I'm done for tonight. I'm just ready to go home or I want to go to sleep. Me personally, I like to be in bed 9:30, 10 o'clock. People accept the fact that that's who I am. And I've become comfortable with the fact that I said, right, no, I'm going home now. I'm going to bed. Um, what does the phrase the Evexia effect mean to you?
So I'm pleased that you asked me this question because I didn't realize that Evexia did mean wellness in Greek. So I'm pleased that I've had the opportunity to research that. And I believe that the Evexia effect is having an impact on somebody else's life. So I feel like we would give the Evexia effect to somebody. So I can use you as a perfect example. And you in the winter you organise walking on Kos, and I've joined a few of those walks, and I just think it's a really powerful thing that you've organised for the community, because you're bringing everybody together and you're bringing us out in nature. And I just think that's so great for our sort of mental well-being. And in the winter months, I think everybody struggles in the winter months, and maybe they feel like they don't want to go out today and the sun isn't shining, and maybe you don't see as much friends and family as you normally would in the summer, because it's cold and you don't want to go out, so maybe you just stay at home. So I think you organising that for the community is just fantastic, and it's having that Evexia effect on everybody.
Oh, thank you so much. The whole point of Evexia is all about helping each other, and the whole reason for this podcast is to try and help as many people as possible. Um, a lot of thought went into the name of Evexia and the direction that we wanted to go in, but it's all come from my personal development. When I first came here, I was a fitness instructor and I was ex-army. I was fitness, fitness, fitness. And then I went on my personal journey, found myself, very similar to what you've done, completely slowed down. And that's how Evexia was born. And I think we're very similar in the fact that we just want to help other people and have well-being for other people, self-care, essentially. If we can teach as many people as possible.
Yes, I completely agree. And being able to sort of, encourage other people, and sort of, I think if they see sort of how you are, maybe, it's like a mirror effect, maybe they will
Yeah.
copy. And I just think it's such a powerful thing, the effect that we can have on each other.
I think positivity breeds positivity, negativity breeds negativity. So whilst we're out there trying to do something positive, there's always going to be at least one person which is going to catch on. And then it's going to be that ripple effect of hopefully people catching on, and more people will join the walks, etc. More people will come to Euphoria, um, do the sunbathing thing, all that kind of stuff. If we see that it's a normal thing to be doing and we want to encourage it, more and more people will take it on board.
Yes.
Wonderful. Right. Well, thank you very much, Jess. You've been an amazing guest on the show. Thank you all to our listeners. If you've liked our podcast, please like it and comment and share it to all your friends and family. It's been an amazing chat, and we will speak again soon. Thank you very much.
Thank you for having me.